January 14th, 2026. The darkest night begins for Iran. The night begins, and it could change the fate of an entire nation, of the whole planet, of the Middle East, of Israel. Family, tonight, all the details. What is really happening here in military strategies? We begin. Everyone get ready. Oh my, what has just happened? Oh. May God give us strength for what is coming. Yeah. Tonight here on Military Strategies, thank you for watching the video. The Ayatollah has doomed himself. Will Donald Trump attack? Good evening, family. Welcome to Military Strategies.
Oh my goodness. Coming soon, coming soon. The ending is devastating. Look, here. It's devastating, huh? These are weapons that are designed, that are created to cause chaos on Earth, to create real madness. Welcome to Military Strategies. Sorry, there was no live stream yesterday. The reasons are important. Also, sorry that we scheduled this live stream an hour ago. I didn't realize the time zone we're in. I'm already giving away hints. Sorry, I ask you to forgive me. Thank you for being there waiting for an hour. And thank you so much for all your affection and all the support you give to the channel. I'm not going to make guesses and I'm not going to lie. It's more than likely that an attack will be launched against Iran in the next few hours. To bear witness to it, to bear witness to what we're talking about right now. I think the details are important, and we're going to look at them now here in Military Strategies. Look at what just happened right now in Iran's airspace. I think this is important. That's Iran. There isn't a single blessed plane right now in Iran's airspace. Iran has closed all of its airspace. What does this mean? Why is an airspace closed? What is the reason? What is it based on? Why? For what purpose? And since when? For the past few minutes, for 25 minutes now, Iran has closed all its airspace. I insist, this is an important detail. Because of it means. Pay attention to this. Breaking news: Iran is expecting an imminent attack from the United States and Israel. The airspace is being closed so that no civilian aircraft can be mistaken for a United States or Israeli fighter jet. It's a security and protection measure that Iran previously made the mistake of not implementing. And now they've realized that it's obvious. They have to do it to protect themselves and protect civilian flights. Are you seeing it there? Nice detail, huh? Nice detail. Look right now at the gap there is. And things could get even more intense, because a few hours ago, 6 tanker planes took off from the Al Hudayt base down here. This is one of the biggest air hubs in the world, United Arab Emirates. Right from this area, from here, from Al Hudayt, the one we see here. The base was completely evacuated. All the tanker planes that were there, like the ones we're seeing here, were leaving the base, along with other fighter jets, F-15S and F-35S. They were leaving from that side. Qatar was also evacuating. Qatar was evacuating the base. You have to realize that all the powers were doing this. The United Kingdom was also evacuating. The base has been completely evacuated. Also, the base in Kuwait, the one the United States of America has there, has also been evacuated. Those in Iraq have met the same fate. And now we wait, but tonight we're bringing you something more than just waiting. We're bringing you real-time information. Real information, folks. Information that's useful for everything that's happening, everything that's going on right now. Let's get started. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let's start with news from Israel. Air raid shelters have been opened in much of the country. There is no official attack alert, but hospitals have been prepared. The Air Force has deployed the country's entire air defense capability. We won't give details for security reasons, but the air raid shelters are already open. They are open. What has Israel said in the event of an attack from Iran? Officially? What has been said what? And officially? Israel has said, if the Ayatollah regime dares to launch even a single missile at Israel, they won't ever do it again. I want you to notice the measured, direct, and straightforward words. If Iran attacks Israel, it will be the last thing they ever do. Netanyahu won't go through it again. Waves of 500 missiles, 250, 25-8 in the morning and the afternoon, at night. He is not willing to sacrifice his country again to the terror of Iran's ballistic missiles. Unofficially, there is communication between Russia and Iran, so that at least in the first wave of United States attacks, Israel does not participate directly. It has been rumored, this has been said, it's a rumor, but it could make sense.
No.
The United States doesn't need Israel's firepower, however. Israel relies on United States security for protection against attacks. If Israel doesn't launch the attack against Iran, Iran has no justification to launch the attack. If Iran launches the attack against Israel, Israel will wipe the Ayatollah off the face of the earth. He has said it very clearly, very, very clearly, and without beating around the bush.
Sin rodeos.
Without beating around the bush. And that's how things are right now. The situation is just like that. That's how everything is. Donald Trump, who has spoken at the White House, protests continue. Arachi, what did he say? The terrorists were shooting at the police officers and we had to respond. According to that, Arachi has killed more than 20,000 people in 4 days. In 4 days.
Yes.
I insist, 20,000 people in 4 days, yet the world looks away. The world was paying a lot of attention to what was happening in Gaza. 15,000, 20,000, 40,000, 60,000, and now Iran kills 20,000 in 4 days. There are no protests in Madrid, none in Paris, none in London. Where are they in Germany? Where is Greta? Where's the flotilla to free Iran? It's nowhere to be found. Do you know why? Because there are no NGOs there to make money. There's no United Nations Relief and Rehabilitation Administration there. There's nothing there. What there is a regime that shuts down organizations around the world so they speak well of them. Thank God that's not us. Arachi, Pezeshkian, and the Ayatollah all have their days numbered. Are they going to start suffering? Having crossed the line against Donald Trump, and why do I say this? What has been the line that was crossed? Attention, everyone, to what you're about to see now. It's more serious than you think, much more serious than you can imagine. Notice the breaking photo. This was being shown on national television in Iran. The next bullet won't miss. The image of Donald Trump in Pennsylvania, the attack against Donald Trump. Next time we won't miss. Are they assuming that the first attempt was their doing? They are terrorizing Americans by threatening to kill their commander-in-chief. What do you think Trump will do when he sees this? I think it's clear. I think it's pretty clear what's going to happen here. I think it's going to happen. Incredible.
Increíble.
I think, of course, it's going to happen, and we can see it around here. We've been told they're no longer shooting or executing anyone, and there won't be any executions, and that they've stopped killing people, says Trump. We'll have to check this. From other sources, they've said that the United States has no intention of attacking Iran. I haven't seen it, I haven't heard it, or at least I haven't found out about this. What I have found out is that they've already mobilized enough gear to send them to Mars. And now we're going to talk about that, about how the attack will happen, how it will be carried out, how Donald Trump wants to end the regime. But what's happening right now in the terror-filled streets of Tehran? What's going on over there? Well, this isn't...
No.
The Revolutionary Guard.
I'm not going to go in.
They're entering hospitals to remove and execute the wounded outside. Where are the sirens? Montero, there are women screaming there. Is this gender-based violence?
Thank you for watching the video.
What is this? Is it?
Thank you for watching the video.
This is tremendous. What's happening is absolutely crazy.
Incredible. This is tremendous.
I can't show the video, but it's nearby. Believe me if you want. Where you can hear trucks mounted with heavy machine guns massacring people in a plaza. Whoever wants to believe it, believe it. If you have any doubts, send me a message through any of the ways you can contact me. It's easy, and you'll hear it. It's tremendous. It's really tremendous. What has Iran done? What is Iran doing? Attention with this. They have taken the fleet to South Africa, the ship that can launch drones, this kind of mini drone aircraft carrier. They took the 110 to South Africa. They've also taken some surface ships and they've set sail from the Persian Gulf, these ships. They want to get them out of the way. They want to take them out of there. But why to South Africa? Well, to try to keep them from being destroyed, to try to keep them from being pursued. For many reasons. Can that ship launch long-range attacks? Well, it has drones that can reach quite a distance. I would like to make an appeal. If anyone from the Spanish Ministry of Defense is watching us, has contact, or likes to talk with them. It's good to be concerned because there was an incident involving Israeli tanks and a Spanish patrol in Lebanon, and we're glad that no one was injured. It's still under investigation, waiting for the specific details of the accusation that has been made against Israel for attacking a Spanish United Nations interim force in Lebanon patrol. We still don't have the details, no video has come out yet, which is surprising considering how quickly they usually appear. I would like to make a call for attention to Spain. To Spain.
Yeah.
Dear government of disaster, dear to and from the clan of the useless, please, please raise the anti-terrorist alert in Spain. Point number 1, Iran, Hezbollah, all their proxy organizations have members in Spain. There are a number of important targets in Spain that could be attacked by Iran. Second, one of the most important United States deployment bases in the world is in Spain, the Rota Naval Base, as well as the Moron Base. Please, air defense systems, because Iran has also been sending weapons to Africa for months, which could cross the strait. I'm not saying anything crazy. There are intelligence reports that talk about this. Ministry of Disaster, not defense, disaster. Don't make a more serious one. We already have too many on the list. In fact, right now, for those who don't believe it, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Planes and helicopters from the United States Navy are patrolling Rota. Here we see them. Incredible. Here we see them. These planes, helicopters are patrolling Rota. And the Navy planes, because they know the risk that's there, because there could be attacks. We have to take this very seriously because it's no joke. And the Iranians have weapons that can reach Spain. They have them. They have them ready. Let's get back to the topic. The topic right now is that, interestingly, today, right now, there are no military flights in the area. They've turned off the transponder, so we can think or imagine that something is going to happen here, and something is going to happen here, something. What could happen? What could occur? 1,000 things. 1,000 things. When is the attack going to start? This is the question everyone is asking tonight, tomorrow, the day after, later. Will there be an attack? Will there not be an attack? Well, I'm going to give you some clues. Airlines have already started canceling flights to both Iran and Israel. There are already cancellations. Embassies from Germany, Italy, the United Kingdom, and almost every country in the world have issued warnings telling their citizens to leave Iran immediately. And that came out today. Donald Trump may give a grace period of 2 or 3 days so that people who are nationals of other countries can leave Iran. Thank you for watching. Silence is the worst. Waiting is terrible, but something important remains. 12-day war? Before the 12-day war, we spent several days, tonight, tomorrow, tonight, tomorrow, tomorrow, tonight, tonight, tomorrow. In the end, the Iranians lost interest. They said, I'm not waiting here for them anymore. They got bored. Qatar evacuating, also moving personnel from one place to another. Of course, right now you have to imagine the scene, and we're going to see it in the intro, which I assume, or I suppose, is the image that can show the most. We're going to see this over here. Picture the radar operators for a moment. Iranians currently there. There, in that room, locked in there, locked in a room, the troops deployed, everyone tense in the bunker. Hours go by, nothing happens here, nothing happens here. And then what? And what happens next? Well, suddenly they come. Suddenly they come and it happens. And when things happen, it's already too late. And in the end, you all end up getting caught. In the end, they all end up getting caught. And there's no way out of it. They can't. What can Iran do? Launch this. This shows Iran's ability to launch hundreds of drones. Hundreds. Hundreds of drones. Drones here, drones there. Attack Israel. Target military bases. They might use radioactive weapons or a nuclear bomb, as some suggest, but we don't know if they actually have one. It's something unknown. They could have it. Of course they could have it. Incredible. Israel must think that they could have it because the security of the state is important. That you think your enemy has weapons that can destroy you? Not thinking about it is a mistake. It's a catastrophic mistake. If you don't think about it. Look, I'm going to tell you something. Look. Maybe atomic weapons. Isn't that the worst thing the regime can have? More at www.albertosanagustin.com.
Radiación.
There doesn't need to be a mushroom cloud, a mega explosion. How is this different from the 12-day war? Some say it will be just like last time. They'll launch a few rockets at Haifa, a few more at Tel Aviv, Beersheba, and maybe somewhere else. Sorry to everyone there. I care about you deeply. People say this will be like before, just another story. They're going to throw and all... No, let's see. If an attack happens now, it's to end the regime, which will respond with violence. They're going to throw everything. If they know they're losing the Ayatollah, they'll throw everything because they know they're leaving. You need to understand the situation. Is this an existential war? Either the regime or the rest of the world? What should be happening here is that all NATO countries should be involved because those weapons can reach NATO countries. Poland, Germany, Italy, Spain. As I mentioned, this is a European national security issue. When these people start shooting, they'll go wild. What is the hope in all of this? Of course, we're painting a terrible picture right now. We're saying, well, my goodness, now what? Now what? Well, the scenario is as follows.
Radar.
Radars, satellites, drones, active surveillance systems now, all monitoring the movements of the silos. Where are the launchers? On the ground information tracking every step, every moment, and prevent them from launching the missiles before they launch them. Some will launch them, obviously, but the air presence over Iran has to be so overwhelming that they don't have time to recover. Of course, look at the 12-day war. Israel, only with its limited air force, its 30-something F-35s, its F-15, yes, its F-16s, with a few tanker planes, its difficulties. Hey, they swept them. The air defenses in western Iran were taken out in 2.5 hours. Incredible. 2.5 hours, wiped out. Could they go in a small plane from Israel? Well, obviously not, because there isn't enough fuel. But imagine unlimited fuel, a small plane. From Tel Aviv to Tehran, nothing was going to bring them down because there was nothing. They made a corridor, right? Well, now imagine 3 or 4 times that number of planes in an operation to suppress anti-aircraft defenses. In a matter of minutes, Iran is left empty. If Donald Trump wants to do this, he'll do it. It has an economic cost, but he'll do it. And from there, the United States doesn't even need to enter Iranian airspace to launch munitions. Iran is not the same as Venezuela. They say not here. They used identical air defense systems. S-300,
Dos.
the M2 ships. They say that here. Do you really believe it? I don't know how many Israeli planes or drones they destroyed, but many were destroyed. How many F-35S did they shoot down? Did they shoot down any? Was there any shoot down, please? I haven't seen the image yet, Sergey. Have you seen it? They say, I want to see an F-35 shot down in Iran. In Venezuela, they use the same anti-aircraft weapons and defense tactics, even the same suicidal approach. They've been provoking the United States of America for days, and now just today they made a direct threat to Donald J. Trump. The next bullet won't miss. What do you expect with this? Say you are the world's most powerful man militarily, and there are some guys out there in the Iranian desert building missiles, keeping their people in misery, and their people are protesting to get rid of them. They're threatening you. What will you do? By the way, this thing you've seen, this? The American drone, which is the Iranian Sajid type, but it's upgraded with a camera, with everything. Look, it has its vision camera. It's well made. His name is Lucas. It's the acronym Lucas. It's regular, degrading, or single-use drone ammunition, the type that explodes on impact so everyone understands. Well, the United States has built hundreds of them. Thanks for watching the video. Now they're starting to launch them, and they'll make Iran eat its own drones. It's that clear. There's one thing that's clear in all of this. I posted this tonight on Twitter. I've been pretty active. I've been writing a lot there. If you don't follow me yet, please follow me on Twitter. Military strategies. Of course, we've said the 20 minutes, people, or lives that have been lost. If on the last day of the war, when Iran was out of time, they launched the last attack against Israel and killed so many people, if they had let Israel finish off the Ayatollah, this would have been over already. But Donald Trump that day wrote, Israel, don't drop those bombs. If you do, it's a bigger violation. Recall your pilots immediately. Donald J. Trump, United States President. Trump was wrong. Trump was wrong. On the last day of the 12-day war, he was still wrong. He could. Watch out, I take a bite, I grab the phone.
Vamos a buscarlo.
Sickness, EQ. God, you're such a drag. Could you just get to the point instead of spending 2 hours on the same thing? Well, Meta, I'm going to explain a couple of things about you that you might not know. Your family probably knows, but they haven't wanted to tell you. You'd feel sorry for yourself. First, we've been here for 32 minutes, not 2 hours. I mean, in terms of space-time, you don't know much about counting. I imagine you know even less. But the most unsettling thing about this whole story, Metalware, is that if you think the channel is boring and you don't like it, why are you watching it? Do you have a mental issue? Do you like to take it? Do you have this kind of cyber torture, listening to military strategies? I don't know, maybe you like it, you enjoy it? For some reason, are you here? Well, in any case, stay. You make up the numbers for us, and that's it. If you need a good psychologist, we can recommend a few. No, don't ban him. Please let the circus keep its clowns, otherwise this would be lost. All right, let's get to the point. As they say, well, let's get to the point. Metal, let's get to the point. Let's get to the point. There is confirmation that an aircraft carrier has set sail from the United States of America. The United States ship George Bush has set sail, possibly heading to the Mediterranean. It was also mentioned today that there could be an aircraft carrier in the Red Sea. This has come up out there. It's been mentioned. He doesn't need it or an aircraft carrier. In fact, the reason they haven't attacked Iran yet is because the operation is heating up right now. It's going to be huge. All measures are being taken again, which benefits the United States. He wants to show that we can have a gigantic military presence in the Caribbean Sea, and at the same time we can fight in different scenarios. We can be against the Iranians, we can be against the Houthis, against Hezbollah, against everyone. We can do it. We are the United States. This is important. For Israel, what does it mean? Thank you for watching the video. Israel means that it could become involved in a conflict of different dimensions, different scenarios. There may be Houthi attacks from Yemen. Have the Houthis made any moves? In the last few hours, missile launchers pointing toward Israel have been detected, those of Hezbollah. The dying creature might try to get up from its deathbed. From Iraq, Hezbollah's captives have said that they fully support Iran and that if there is an attack, they will strike back. We don't know who. Iran has stated it will destroy all military bases in the region. Incredible. It seems that the Iranians see themselves as strong. I'm serious. It seems that they say they can win. For the first time in history, I'm looking forward to seeing it. The one who said it is Major General Mohammed Pakpour. Let's show his photo since he'll soon be in the Virgin Islands. Hey, let's check if this is the one we talked about earlier. He was here listening. Pakpour likely looks like him, so let's see. This being of light, okay. Pakpour laughs at our reaction to his name. He says, any action by the United States or Israel would trigger a swift and forceful response. The Revolutionary Guard is in full operational readiness and is preparing for all contingencies, including an open war. I still don't know what a closed war is. Let's see if Pakpour ends up just climbing some mountain to hide. What is a vehicle? I think this guy still hasn't realized what happened to Salami. General Salchichon, who was there gathered in a bunker with all of them, they were smoking cigars and probably watching some OnlyFans channel. Meanwhile, Israel was approaching without them seeing us, and about 60 tons fell on top of the bunker. By the way, I've been told, incredible Pakpour. I have it now. Maybe I'll donate it to a museum someday. One of the safety rings from the ammunition that finished off your old boss's boss, but both of them ended up the same. I have the ring that removed the safety from the ammunition before he fell. I keep collecting things, huh? What if they later give me Ayatollahs? Shout out to Junior in quotes around here. It's incredible. Do you hear it? These stories go from Venezuela to Iran and back. Anyway, let's see. Let's go with flashes. As my dear esteemed friend used to say, great, blessed be his memory, Rabbi Miguel Kanievsky, father of my brother, which also makes him my father, as the man used to say, flashes. I loved it when the rabbi acted like that. By the way, I was talking to Ariel. Don't worry, everything is ready. We've already agreed that I'm going to call him at all hours. All right. Iran is currently operating under martial law. Commander Parkour Parkulo has said that we must operate under martial law. Trump. Trump feels compelled to act against Iran after publicly setting a red line over its harsh crackdown on protesters. There are 20,000. Someone must act. He won't. Russia. The Austrian airline from Austria has canceled its flight from Vienna to Tel Aviv. The Israel Defense Forces has not changed the guidelines for civilian safety at this time. Lufthansa. Starting tomorrow, there may be flight cancellations. And here we have, well, what we have. Change of picture. Let's leave Parkour to keep thinking about how he's going to destroy Israel. Maybe one of these years, whether it's in this life or the next. We posted the notice to airmen. This is it. This is exactly what it says, nothing more or less. What? Iran? Iran doesn't have internet? Iran doesn't have planes? This is starting to look like Venezuela.
No.
Look, it's like a black hole in the planet's center. Have you seen The Lord of the Rings? Well, that's where Mordor is. Mordor tonight. Mordor doesn't have planes. Well, they do have those old planes they have. Those planning to attack and destroy Tel Aviv. Man, it's also going to be fun in a way when they start showing images of skyscrapers with Death Stars underneath in the parking lots, ships and submarines in Tel Aviv. It'll be awesome to see those images. Don't miss it. When they bring out Maverick's planes, more when they deploy F-14A versions against F-35S. This will be a total Maverick. I think they're already starting to film the series. Are they going to use footage from the war? This one? What else do we have? Incredible. Thank you for watching the video, says Arachi. Arachi says, after 3 days of the anti-terror operation, now calm prevails. We have total control, but they've killed 20,000 people. Death not calm prevails. He has all the chances. Arachi. Photo of Arachi. He looks sinister there, huh? Sinister. But seriously, all the feminist groups are quiet, huh? No one says anything here. Today they're all here. Well, just thinking a little, like where to stick their heads like ostriches and hope this passes quickly. Previously, Iran used to fund some political parties in Spain. Has anyone heard about that? Has any story about that been seen around? Iranian financing? We don't know if they were given turbans for the election campaigns or what kind of gifts they were given. But where there's smoke, there's fire.
Oh.
Well, about Arachi, they've made a meme of him. Now, Arachi isn't called Arachi anymore. He's called Al Pinocho. Here is Arachi, Al Pinocho. Look how nice, huh? With his big nose line. It's incredible, huh? It's incredible, family. We're live right now. 12:26 in Spain. It's already January 15th, 2026. Waiting for Arachi and his group to leave for an unknown place, hoping they never return. Did Arachi appear on television the other day? Look, everything was under control there. You have killed 20,000 people. That's how you control others.
Más.
That's what they do. By the way, Arachi has come out to say that people are dying because Israel is killing them, so that one can attack. Thanks for watching the video. Yes, 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 yes. Look, look, look. Watch the video. This is great. This is amazing. Look, we stopped the music, right? We stopped the music. Stop music off out there, says Arachi. It's just that the Jews are always blamed for everything, don't you know? Are we acting like this is new? What did Arachi say? Look.
Look.
There are reports.
Of 2,500 too.
This morning it was 2,500 to 12,000. By this afternoon, it's 20,000.
More than 12,000. In cities with protests.
In different cities, protesters have been killed.
Killed by the regime.
Arachi doesn't even flinch, huh? He even smiles.
How many people died?
He says, "How many have been killed?" the reporter asks.
Wow, how many have there been?
The reporter says, huh? I have to tell you the story. Let's see what story they bring us. Today, we're doing breaking news. Last minute. Iran, the explanation for why 20,000 people have died in the protests. Let's see what happened. Was it an avalanche, or what happened when terrorist elements from outside came in from abroad?
They joined the protest.
They joined these protests.
Thank you for watching the video.
They've even started shooting at the police. Unbelievable.
Officers.
Police officers and security forces. That is the colectivos, so people understand. The Iranian colectivos.
And there are terrorist cells.
Y hay células terroristas.
Have
Entered.
And they have used the Daesh style.
And they have used the Daesh style.
Incredible.
Terrorists, they say. Do you know? Operations?
Thanks for watching the video.
That they have caught police officers. They have burned them alive. They have cut off some part of their body.
And they started shooting at
They began shooting at police officers.
police officers and also to the people.
And also at the people.
So as a result,
for 3 days,
3 days we had, in fact,
we have had de facto
fighting against terrorists.
They had to kill the terrorists, 20,000 of them, because they reached that number. Suddenly, Israel sent an ocean liner by sea through the Persian Gulf. They sent a cruise ship there with 20,000 terrorists. He said, Vale, go protest with everyone.
Incredible.
He says, we're not fighting against peaceful protests. They're not terrorists.
Protesters. It was completely a different.
This is a completely different story. The reason I have to explain. And he says, and this is very important, let's see what is so important for the Ayatollah's regime.
For watching the video.
He says, why did they shoot at people?
For a reason.
Por una razón.
They wanted to increase the number of deaths.
They wanted more deaths. Why? because President Trump said that, yes, if there were murders, he was going to intervene, meaning he knows that if there were murders, he was going to intervene.
And they wanted to drag him
And they want to drag him into this conflict.
and that was exactly an
He says, and that's exactly what Israel has done, an Israeli plot.
Israeli plot. They wanted to drag the incredible,
They want to drag the President of the United States
he says, into this conflict.
into this conflict.
So they started to increase the
That's why the number of deaths has started to increase. That's why the number has started to increase.
Va matando a gente random, a gente que veía.
Incredible. Killing police officers.
starting a kind of, fighting.
Incredible, starting with fights inside different cities. And I find it incredible. Incredible. Do you know the answer? I mean, the video is, I don't know if it's 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Trump answered him in 14 seconds. Donald Pothos, Big Pothos, told him in 14 seconds, look, Arachi, listen.
How do you trust him?
Have you seen them recently? They say people shot at them and they fired back.
He says, this is clear. People have shot at each other with guns. If you want, they'll just go there and kill us all.
It's not one of those things.
But you mentioned one of those. Of course, they're shooting at people. What do you want people to do? Throw ostrich eggs at them.
Unbelievable.
He says Iran promised no executions, but there have already been several and 20,000 photos. Pothos, he's doing this to confuse. Donald is doing this to confuse people and avoid mistakes. He sent people out to Ludate. He's moving a few more planes around out there. Thank you. That's it. The Ayatollah is leaving. He's leaving. Do you know how the Ayatollah is doing now? He was watching, while he was locked up, he watched. And he's like this. He was looking up. He's looking up and he's looking up. Because the time right now in Washington, which is 6:34 at 4:34, the restaurants next to the Pentagon were packed. Be careful, they're excited. There are warplanes right now flying around the border between Iraq and Iran, and it's the Iranian Air Force. How wonderful. 4 small planes have been sent against us. Maybe they've even trained some ostriches to fly. I mentioned the ostrich because one ran out in Lebanon. Do you remember the ostrich video? In fact, we have the sticker. If you're not a member, become a member of the channel and use the ostrich sticker. It's there. Of course. So they sent some of their little planes there, a few F-4S, some Russian ones, an F-14. They're not going to stand a chance against an F-35 and F-15 fully equipped with electronic warfare. This is going to be like if they had sent the F-22S. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be terrible. Not long ago, people hadn't gone home. They claim it's under control, but nothing is. When the first United States bomb falls, it'll be much worse. Are they all heading outside? Look.
Hold on, hold on.
Hold on. Thank you. Shut up, shut up, shut up! Thank you.
He's going, he's going, he's going, he's going.
But people fighting, women, women, women.
Thank you.
But
By the way,
here's another breaking news. You've spent 2 hours without getting to the point. I don't know if you're still around. Are you still here? Haven't you gotten bored yet? Okay, me neither. Pay attention to this photo. It's a tanker. It's a tanker. There are two tanker planes that are refueling something that has come from the United States and is passing through Hawaii. 2 aerial refueling planes are giving it something to drink. Heading to Diego Garcia. Thank you. There are 2 places that are important in this story. One is Diego Garcia, one is Diego Garcia. That's very clear, and we know it. But there's another one that many people don't talk about. This one. I'm going to show you the map here. Let's see. Laius. Let's see it. The Lajes Air Base. Where is that? Strategies. Where is Lajes? Come on, let's see where Lajes is. Here. Here is Lajes. Well, this area is the United States Air Base. Why is this air base important in the Azores? Atlantic Ocean? Discrete area. All right? If the B-2 planes, now you'll see it, now it's putting down slabs again. There we are. Are the B-2 Spirit planes going to attack Iran? The route through here is shorter than from Diego Garcia, so you would need to look at a satellite image. If there are tanker planes here ready to welcome them, this already happened in Operation Midnight Hammer. The tankers took off from here, reached the area at the entrance to the Mediterranean, refueling the B-2S, like 2 babies there drinking milk. There they were, hooked up to those tanker planes and the bats. Then they kept going across the Mediterranean, kept going and going and going, crossed to Israel to blow up Fordo. So there's something going on there. A lot going on, quite a lot. What weapons could the United States of America launch without entering Iranian airspace? Low radar visibility and significant destructive capability? There is one. It's called the Air-to-Ground Missile, 158. Thank you, Air-to-Ground Missile, 158. This is a glide bomb. It's huge. I'll give you some details about this. It's a missile. It's a missile. The 54 is the glide bomb. This one, specifically, has been in service since 2009. It has a low signature. Radar can be launched from the B-52, B-2, B-1, and fighter jets like the F-B-15, F-16, F-18, and F-35. And also, in addition to this, it can be launched from an unfamiliar system. And this is where you're going to be amazed. This is where you're going to say, this is crazy strategies you're telling us right now. It's absolutely insane. I'm going to show you a picture that you'll understand, because maybe you don't need an aircraft carrier. It's just that war is changing. War is changing. If what you want is to launch a cruise missile attack against regime targets, can it be done with something that hasn't been seen before in real combat? I'm going to look for the photograph. I think I have it around here. Here it is, and you'll see it. Let's start by looking at it from the ground. Pay attention to this. It's about loading cruise missiles into the cargo hold of a C-17 and attack cargo, 130, or a C-130. AC is the gunship version of the C-130 Hercules. Cargo. A kind of pallets loaded with missiles, which you drop from a certain altitude. The missiles open up and start flying. I'm going to show it again so you can see it clearly and understand what we're talking about. The system is called Rapid Dragon. A C-17 is capable of launching 48 missiles. A C-130 can launch packs of 6. 6 packs, meaning 6 containers like this. Just imagine this falling down. Let's see if we can get the image so you can see it. It's amazing. It's truly mind-blowing. Of course, you place this from the Iraq area with a range of about 800 kilometers. You'd have to see it. Let's take a look at it. What's the range on this? 900 or 1,000 kilometers. Let's say 1,000, so we don't fall short. 1,000 kilometers. Well, if it's 1,000 kilometers, imagine planes dropping this. The radars can't see it. The ones Iran has can't see it because they won't see it coming. They start flying, they start from where? Does the United States have to launch this to avoid getting caught? Let's imagine that they want to attack, for example. It's just an example. District 22. Thank you. The entrance to the bunker. Look. It's just that. It's so complicated. Now you'll see, look. "900 kilometers. Let's edit it. You finish that. It's amazing, huh? It's amazing. It's amazing. Family? Why? Because 900 kilometers. It's practically from Syrian airspace. That's true. They won't launch from that distance. They'll get much closer. Why are there different conditions? Here, this is also important. We have to look at the map, not from above, but from below. Look at this. Let's go to the border with Iran. Look at the orography of this. Those cruise missiles that fly at low altitude, skimming the mountains, will have to keep changing altitude constantly. They'll have to go into valleys, coming in through many places, which means the fuel they'll use will be much greater. Yes, that's true. For much of the mission, they'll fly at high altitude to save fuel, gradually dropping the missile. When they enter, depending on the approach area, there may already be anti-aircraft defenses. They start to change course, make turns, look for mountain profiles to shield themselves from radar capability and strike. In other words, technically, so people understand, the United States doesn't even have to enter Iranian airspace to strike Iran. Now, it's different if you want to use planes to go after missile launchers, for example. Let's imagine, this is just an example. Let's say we're going to Kermasham. Here it is. Kermasham, Missile City. Well, let's imagine they've placed, say, 5 missile launchers here. They've taken them out of the bunker. They've placed them here, or they've placed them here. They've placed the launchers here. So here, yes, physically, you have to go in with a drone. You have to go in with a high-altitude fighter jet. Where you're seeing everything with infrared search reconnaissance systems without radar emission, but with a sophisticated camera, you're seeing it all. Kermasham? So when you're in the plane, maybe imagine being 50 kilometers away at a great distance, since these are pretty powerful vision systems. When you're at great distances and you start to see that they're setting up the missile launchers, then you launch the attack. And they don't even know you're there. You could be with the F-35 S-40 kilometers away and they can't see you. They can't see anything. They're blind, but you can see them. And I think that's where the key is. Yes, F-35 aircraft will enter to open a corridor to Tehran. Taking out Joramabad, Kermasham, they're going to take out Tabriz all the way to Tehran, because those are the main locations. Jam is also an important area down here. Shiraz, also here in Shiraz, there are also the famous missile catacombs in there and below. All of that is going to be destroyed or should be destroyed, but there is no urgent need to fly over Tehran. Well, and needless to say, if quasi-ballistic missiles launched from the air are used, it's called rock golden in Israel. They are over-the-horizon weapons, meaning beyond the horizon. They are launched from much farther away, so that the planes are not put in danger. So from Iraq, can they launch ballistic missiles into the air? The missile goes up and then plunges down, and that's devastating. It's devastating, and that's where they're going to have a serious problem. All right, let's continue. Let's see what we have here. There are just so many things. Trump just posted this. Just posted this video. And it was done by the Department of State in Persian with Persian subtitles so that they find out, because Escalation doesn't speak English well.
Thank you.
We don't want to see events in Iran, he says, when they killed thousands. Now you're saying they want to hang him, he says. Let's see this. How do they get away with going around hanging people? Razi, this one, the Spanish anti-Semite Razi, who is dead, published today. Something happened to him with Agent Helicopter. He's a Mossad agent who flies around. Something happened to him over there, well, to Mr. Helicopter. Razi, thanks to Razi and the visit to the funeral of Ismail Janila, also had an encounter with the Mossad. Do you remember Spielberg's movie, Close Encounters of the Third Kind? Well, that's what's been happening to all these people from Hamas, from the Revolutionary Guard. Close Encounters of the Third Kind? That's what I call it. It has been published that the president of Iran met with anti-Zionist Jews. Well, the former president of Iran, Raisi, who is dead, alhamdulillah, the nickname he had wasn't Doraemon, nor was it Goku, nor Care Bear. They called him the Butcher of Tehran because he hanged everyone. They would take cranes, and instead of building houses for people, they used them to hang people. It's similar, but building houses is not the same as hanging people. It's not the same. Anyway, there are a lot of idiots these days writing a lot of things on Twitter, talking a lot, commenting. It's normal. They're earning their paycheck. What do you want me to say? Some people support Israel in the morning, but by afternoon say it's already going too far. What a shame. Some initially insist October 7th is unacceptable and Hamas must be eliminated, but later change their minds. Depending on how the views go, if the views are higher from one place, then we're going to change the format a little bit. Then we go back to feeding those who are pro-Israel. Then we feed those who are pro-terrorist. And that's how their channels keep going, revolving around this. We've maintained a clear line from the start. We don't like terrorists. Period. That's what the Ayatollahs are. Hezbollah is that. Hamas is that. By the way, there are elections now in Hamas. It's election time for them. They're out there looking for a replacement. Khalid al-Haya and Khalid Mashal have put themselves forward. And they're looking around.
Claro.
Naturally, this eventually leads to consequences. We know what will happen next. Also, there was Brown Lincoln. Breaking news. Pay attention to this. Breaking news, family. Breaking news right now. On Military Strategies, you are live with us. Subscribe. Breaking right now. From the South China Sea.
Oh.
The Yellow Sea. The Pentagon has ordered the United States ship Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group to leave the South China Sea and head to the Middle East. That's right. The United States could get involved. Up to 3 aircraft carriers into operations, including the one that has departed from the east coast of the United States of America.
El Bush. Ahora Lincoln.
and the Roswell, which could also now be near the Operations Area 3. How long could it take for these aircraft carriers to arrive? How long could it take for the cavalry to arrive? From 6 to 8 days? From 6 to 8 days, naval combat groups could start arriving in the Persian Gulf area. By the way, Chavistas, the Ford is staying in the Caribbean Sea. Relax, relax. Relax, Chavistas. The Ford is staying in the Caribbean Sea. Nobody worry, those who are there are going to stay there. This completely changes the org chart, and now aircraft carriers will be sent. It could be that an operation starts right now and more personnel are added based on operational needs. It is urgent to respond to the regime's actions against its people. It's important. Security alert. Given the regional tensions, breaking news for Israel. Security alert. Let's watch it over here. Pay attention to this. Amid regional tensions, the United States Embassy in Jerusalem repeats its standard advice to staff and all American citizens in Israel, so they follow good security practices and stay prepared. We encourage all travelers to review our latest security alerts, review their travel plans in case of disruptions, and make the appropriate decisions for themselves and their families. Crises can arise unexpectedly when traveling or living abroad, and a good plan helps to analyze possible scenarios and determine the best strategy in advance. The posture, staff, and operations of the United States mission have not changed, and consular services continue as normal. Basically, if you know how to read between the lines, don't travel. But if you do travel, be prepared. That's how it is. The area is starting to heat up with all the breaking news that's coming in that's happening. At this moment, we're looking at military strategies here, analyzing step by step calmly and without rushing what's happening. Thank you. Iran has no other way to stop the protests. Thank you. Than targeting citizens. There's also something more serious. Attention. Arachi has said Iran has every right in the world to enrich uranium. Well, nothing. There's no problem. Go ahead. Keep going. In the end, the rope will break. You all... It's an incredible thing. They've been without internet for more than a week now. The problem is that in Iran, there's no water, there's no economy, and now they've decided to cut off the internet. Incredible. They're mysteries. What do you guys think is going to happen? Come on in the chat. Let's see super chat. What do people think is going to happen here? Your opinions, messages for Israel, messages for POTUS. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Come on, let's see it. Let's go this way and see. Marlis was promoted to popular support. Great. Life is about moving forward. Let's begin. FSS. Thank you, Joseph. Greetings from Jerusalem. It's a bit tense here. Be careful, Joseph. Focus on strategies, water, food, and batteries. You know better than anyone what needs to be done since you already have experience. Cyber studies. I assume Iran will target not only Israel but also Kuwait, Qatar, Iraq, and Syria in the attack. Yes, a large part will go to Israel. It's clear, isn't it? Janice, thank you very much. They want to provoke a regional war to save themselves by uniting Sunnis and Shiites, but that will never happen. Janice, thank you very much, and also for the 5 memberships you have given us. Janice, thank you very much for those 5 memberships. Angel, do you know if Greta's flotilla will go to Iran to demand freedom for murdered civilians? We don't know. Do we know anything about Barbie Tehran or Barbie Gaza? Do we know if now she's made the Tehran t-shirt Freedom for Tehran, right? From the mountains to the sea, Tehran or Iran will be free. We don't know yet. Edgar, thank you. Max Hansa. Persians demand their freedom, Yamit Shah. There's debate about this. The people of Persia are demanding their freedom. Some people want the Shah's heir and some people don't. Emidio Rossi, thank you very much for that super chat. My friend Guillermo, hello. Strategies. If the United States attacks Iran, will it be bigger than what happened in Baghdad in 2023? Yes, a bigger country. It's a bigger country with a more complex infrastructure. These are different times. The operations will be different. The Gulf War involved attacking on site with precision munitions, practically right on top of the targets. Technology has changed. F-117S no longer fly, and now we use F-35S and F-22S. We have long-range precision weapons, but we're about to see a powerful campaign. There it is. Thank you, Estrategius, and blessings. Welcome, Ro Ortega, star contributor. Thanks so much. Hezbollah appears to be quietly planning an attack, as they haven't responded militarily to Israel's strikes, but are preparing to do so. Nati Rabino, Miguel, irreplaceable, incomparable. The truth is, I would have liked to see the rabbi's wisdom in this situation. I can imagine what he would have said. Like that magical night, I won't say what I'm thinking because if I do, they'll shut down the channel. But I'm going to say it anyway because they're going to shut it down on me. Would I do something in Gaza? Send a Pazway. Thank you so much for that super chat, Miguel. Thank you so much, really, for that super chat. Valentina, I love you, and so does the family. Having a family is the most beautiful thing. Dog trading. Thank you so much, greetings, POTUS. Do you like Shabbat? Says Angel. Yes. In fact, the other day he was talking about his grandchildren who are Jewish and his daughter who is Jewish. He was talking about it. He was commenting on it. Look, the image is nightmarish. Right now, Iran is going with this all closed up, really closed up. They don't know what to do. A plane from Guangzhou is coming. This one we see over here. Probably bringing him snacks from China. Some candies, small items, and another from China. I think this is for evacuation. They're going to evacuate the Chinese on these planes. They're not going to they haven't sent them weapons evacuation, so I don't think the attack will happen right now. Will China coordinate with the United States to let Chinese citizens wearing turbans leave first and address any issues later? I don't think the attack will be tonight. Thank you. Maybe what we're seeing is a training exercise of Iran's air defense system. He said, well, last time we had interference problems with civilian avionics, and now what we have to do is make sure we don't have that problem. How do we avoid that problem? Well, in a very simple way, by taking all the planes out of the area. So now any plane that enters here will be considered hostile by them, and they can shoot it down or try to. That's right. The Chinese have to be leaving right now. Some believe it will happen tonight. Things don't work like that. Sometimes it's not what we want. Sometimes it's just the way things are. The United States Embassy in Doha breaking news. Breaking news right now?
Oh.
Breaking embassy in red in Doha? Yes, in Doha. Oh God, how am I? What's happening? Has anyone paid attention yet?
Esto.
What's going on in Doha now? Breaking news. Pay attention to this. Total madness. What's going on? All right. Let's read. He has advised his American staff in Qatar to take extra precautions and limit all non-essential travel to the Al Hudayt Air Base. Evacuation. This sounds like one, and we already have a location. Thank you. From Abraham Lincoln. On January 14th, attention, we have another breaking news. We have another breaking news here. Let's play breaking news music. Thank you. Let's play Mavericks music. Pay attention to this. Satellite images show Abraham Lincoln at full speed.
No.
There it is. 345 kilometers south of Scarborough. Let's go over there. Let's go over there, family. Let's go over there to see where it's good. 365 kilometers south of this place. In the Philippine Sea. Over here, well, they're around here. They're around here. They'll cross the Gulf of Malacca. And they'll come in through here.
Dirección.
Going to operations area. Do you see that spot where Scarborough Shaw is down there? Well, that's where it is. 7 days until it arrives. 7 days. Things are moving faster than we expected. That's right. The United Kingdom issues a travel advisory recommending only essential travel to Israel, and all other trips should be canceled. United Kingdom. India. Due to the emerging situation in Iran, the subsequent closure of its airspace, and in view of the safety of our passengers, Air India flights flying over the region will now use an alternative route which could cause delays. Some Air India flights that can't be rerouted are being canceled. The circle is closing in on Ayatollah. It's closing in. This doesn't look good at all. All right, family, we'll stop here. I suggest you rewatch everything, decide for yourself, and I'll see you at the next show here on Military Strategies. Take care.